matchup between the Randolph Blue Devils and your Durfee Hilltoppers here at the Luke Urban Fieldhouse. Before we get this evening's match underway, we want to take this moment to recognize today's seniors who are competing this afternoon for their hard work and competitiveness this season, and we wish them all the best of luck going forward. For the visiting Blue Devils, there are 3 seniors. First up, T.N. Diaz. Next, we have Mario Bellaby. And we have Captain Adim Montero. And now for the Hilltoppers. First up, we have Mark Akori. Next, Charlie Martin. Kevin Tinoco. Gio Gasper. Andrea Masserini. And Caio Cunha Silva. And last but not least, Brendan Rocket. Once again, we thank all our seniors for their hard work. We wish both sides the best of luck this afternoon.
Hey, sports fans, welcome inside the Luke Urban Fieldhouse. You just saw the senior night festivities that I had the privilege of being the PA guy for. But we're just about ready to get this match started. Evan Massoud with you here on Fred TV for senior night volleyball. The Durfee Hilltoppers are headed into the postseason as co-Big 3 champs. They split with Brockton this season and swept New Bedford. So both the Boxers and Hilltoppers ending at 3-1 in the league, and will share the crown, giving them both playoff berths. Durfee's record overall, 6-9, not the best overall record, but Coach Brendan Kelly tells me this has probably been one of his favorite teams to coach. They've had to overcome a lot of adversity, a lot of players getting hurt. One of the biggest weapons, Mark Akori, he got hurt at the beginning of the season. He was not able to play. You will see him in this match this afternoon, getting some brief time on the court, probably in a server's role. But he's been out basically the whole season. And so I know the Hilltoppers have missed him. But guys have stepped up. You've had Brendan Rocket. He's one of Coach Kelly's leaders. Kevin Tinoco, Andrea Masserini. The list goes on and on. Guys have really stepped up this season. And while it's a 6-9 record, maybe it's not, a 10-5, but a 6-9 record with everything that they've had to overcome and co-Big 3 champs. This is a tough team. And so we're looking forward to the playoffs, but first, a little more business to take care of here in the regular season. If you're wondering the Big 3 rundown, at least under Coach Kelly, back in 2011, they won the Big 3, and then last year was a 3-way tie. And so this year, back-to-back now, getting into the playoffs via Big 3 championship. Not outright, but still, either way, getting in there with the conference championship and having your name on the Big 3 championship is always a big deal. So congrats to Durfee on that. The Randolph Blue Devils, they come in at 5-9, according to the MIAA website. The Hilltoppers faced them earlier this season. It was actually Game 3 for Randolph, and Durfee swept them in 3 games, or 3 sets. So Hilltoppers looking for a clean sweep in this 2-game series, a home and home. Blue Devils trying to come in and play spoilers on the road. And we are underway here. This is set number 1, game number 1, however you fancy it, in this match. It's best of 5 in varsity. JV won 2 games to none. That goes out of bounds, and the Blue Devils will get the first point of this one. The Blue Devils are coached by George Papalambros. And Hilltoppers grab themselves a point. Good kill there for Durfee. So tied at 1 in the early goings, and look who's coming out. Mark Okori coming onto the court, and he's going to get a standing ovation from the bench. Had to have foot surgery, and anytime you have surgery on your foot, it's always a long road for recovery, and especially with volleyball, you know, Mark is one who plays the front there, and can't have the pounding of coming back down from the leaps, trying to get the spikes, and so he hasn't been able to play, but great to see him back on the court. Got to serve there. He'll come back out now until most likely the next rotation. So hopefully we'll see him back out there. Number 14 serving, that's Kiev's tie. Got it over well there. And that's going to go out just a little too much there for Charlie Martin. Had good power behind it, but just couldn't get on top of it enough to really get it down into the court. So 3-1 Randolph. And Ty continues to serve. Trying the little flip move was Gasper. Couldn't get it over. I had to kind of backhand it there. As you can see, all the seniors are out on the court right now, this first rotation. Brendan Kelly going to start all 7 seniors. That's why we saw Mark come in as well. Good block in front of the net, and that's in no man's land. That was the captain, Adim Montero, one of 2 captains. He's the senior captain with that block. Johan Mateo is a junior captain, co-captain, along with Montero for Randolph. That is going to be a little long, 6-1, so bit of a run here, 5-0 run for Randolph here in the early goings. Ty will serve again here. That one might have been going long. Joe keeps it in, decided to go for it. Gasper can't put it up. Nice dig by Silva, getting it back over after another good block from Montero. Rocket can't play that one. Too hot to handle from Mateo. It looked like, yep, the other captain they're playing in front. So the 2 captains at the net, and both having an impact early on. Rocket playing the serve, looking for Gasper, sends it over. Randolph gets to set. Nice block in front. Toppers get the ball back. That was Caio Silva there getting the block and kind of deadening the ball for the point. Wearing the libero jerseys this evening, we have Brendan Rocket for Durfee. He's wearing the black. On the other side, Randolph wearing white. That is Jim Menzie wearing the libero, number 1. And there he is, taking the serve from Kevin Tinoco. Third touch here, have to send it back. Durfee will get to go on the offensive here. Setting up for Gasper. And nice dig on that side by Menzie. Keeps it going. He's going to get it over. That's going to be trouble. Durfee gets the point. Menzie plays it. That one might have been going long, but decided to go for it, and no good. So Tinoco gets to keep serving. Kevin, one of our Fred TV students, one of our seniors. Good serve there. Too much. Back-to-back aces as Fragerillo could not handle that serve, and now a timeout. So really kind of waves of momentum going for both sides. A 6-0 run for Randolph, and now Durfee on a 4-0 run. And that's why Coach Papalambro is calling a timeout, wants to settle the troops. As Durfee getting a little momentum now as they got to go on the serve. And very quick timeout, too, for the Hilltoppers. They didn't really stay in the huddle long at all. They just want the ball back, keep going. All right, we're ready to rock and roll. So right now, coming out of the timeout, 7-5. Randolph in set number 1. Menzie plays it, gets it to Joyce over the top. That's out of bounds. Trying to place it there in right along the line was Montero, but just a little bit over to the right, a little too far over. And Tinoco's going to keep serving. Going to try to tie this one up with a 6-0 run of their own. So Coach Papalambro's talking with the official and then switching out Menzie for Fagerillo. So the libero coming out. Look out for Montero, and he does find some open space. Good kill there for him. Durfee cannot tie it up here. And it's going to be Montero actually on the serve as well. So now 8 serving 6. Interesting serve, too. Flat-footed serve. Gasper sent it back over. And now that time that was Ching having to send it over. They're going to set up Joe Camara on this side. He can't get it over the net. Had good power, got good height on it, but just caught the top of the netting. The good serve from Montero. That one going back. Third touch. Joe's going to send it over. He does. Going to set up Mateo. Rocket plays it. And again, third touch. Toppers can't set. Mateo looking for a kill here. Tinoco able to handle it. Gasper with a wave and a miss there. 10-6. Out of bounds, a little too strong on that serve. And we're going to see, it looks like Caio Silva serving. Gasper comes out, as does Rocket. And coming in will be Danny Keys, number 20, the sophomore, along with Andrea Mazzarini, number 9. Mateo hits it into the net, no good there. Got to get it over. Durfee gets the point. And if you're just joining us, this is game number 1. You see it on the scoreboard down below. Set number 1. Durfee has already beaten Randolph once this year. Good block in front. Keys and Camara. Fortunately, they get called, and it's going to be Randolph point, but they had a good block there, denying the ball from going over. But it will be Randolph ball. Ching on the serve that time, and nothing doing. But Durfee on the road earlier in the season, April 11th, way back early on. They swept Randolph. And the Blue Devils looking to return the favor here at the Fieldhouse. Nice block by Keys. He fakes it. Camara went for the kill. And it couldn't get over. It's a good set. I like the fake. I think Joe might have bought it even a little bit. He was ready. Just couldn't get it over the net that time. Hilltoppers get the point there. You also see number 7, junior Cameron Branco. He's out here on the court at the moment as well. Getting some playing time. Mazzarini serving in the back for Durfee. And a block by Keys. Keys' height coming into effect right now. Doing a good job off the bench. I mean, for the Hilltoppers, they are not a tall team. And neither is Randolph if you look at them. Not a typical team. Not a typical volleyball team. Height is not one of the strong suits. There's a vicious spike from Danny Keys to keep possession for Durfee. Mazzarini will serve again. Set up Mateo, and Hilltoppers get the block, a clean block that time. And we're gonna have a sub on the other side. Looks like that's Jeffrey Lewis, number 18, coming into the game for Johan Mateo. Toppers with a chance to tie it up again. Point here would make it 13 all. That's out. Durfee does tie it up here after several deficits. They've overcome it now. 13 all halfway through set number 1. Another timeout called by Coach Papalambros. Both teams breaking the huddle again, not using the whole 75 seconds. Only about 45. So we're halfway to 25. Got to get to 25 points to win a game or win a set. Greg Sullivan from the Herald News and I had this debate whether it's called a game or a set, but go either way. He insists it's a set, though, so you know Sully has the last word. So good block by Keys. It comes back, and he'll just say thank you very much for the free set. The defense here of Randolph basically set it up for Keys to just put it into the ground, and the Hilltoppers get their first lead of this game. 14-13 Hilltoppers, and that's going to be short. We're tied again. Good set of serves, though, from Mazzarini in that rally for the Hilltoppers to come back, tie it, and take a lead. Now they got to play the serve here from Randolph. And Mateo back in there. Branco sets up for Keys. Keys feeling good right now. Puts Durfee back up by a point. He's been a spark since he's come in. Tinoco going to switch out Charlie Martin, bringing a little more height up front now. So you have Martin, Branco, and Keys playing the front. Joe Camara going to serve. You got a running start. That's going to be long. So back to Randolph it goes. And we'll have... it's Jim Menzie. Good serve. Joe digs it out. Branco send it up, and Camara has to send it over on the last touch there. Nice spike from Montero. Not one with a ton of power, but effective. The angle there coming down basically a 45-degree angle. Tough to dig those out any day of the week. Looking for Martin. Martin finds an open court. Tied at 16. Back and forth game 1 here. So Brendan Rocket back in now. He'll be doing the serving. Serves from way back. And that is saying that's in. Hilltoppers get the ace. Actually, I thought it might have been just a little long. Martin digs it out, sends it back over, and it turns into points for Durfee. Montero looked like he was going to have another point. And it didn't happen. Rocket keeps serving. That one into the net. 18-17. Brendan Joyce, a sophomore, he's going to serve for the first time in this match. That was Silva trying to send it back over now. Oh, another good block by Durfee. Really playing the net well early in this one. Who wants it? Martin wants it. Martin with the point. Really impressed with how the Hilltoppers are playing the front line here along the netting. We're going to have Gio Gasper come back in. Mazzarini out, so they swap out. Yeah, it's Barenko going to serve now. Joyce with the set, and that is good for a point. Montero with a little extra on that one, finding the corner here on the right side. And it's back to a 1 point game one here, set one. Looking like it could go to either side. Got to win by 2, so if we're still tied at 24, then say the next opportunity would be 26 he'd have to get to. Got to win it by 2. It's kind of like when you get to deuce in tennis. Same type of thing. Got to win by 2 here, so. That's coming over. Joe keeps it up. Gasper, that's going out. Tied at 19. Good power there from Gasper. Just couldn't get on top of it enough to really bring it down. Kind of sailed on him a bit. That is out. Rocket lets it go. And Kevin Tinoco back out now. Continue the serving here. Oh, that's going to be, oh, actually, I thought that was going to go way down the court, and it stayed in. That's trouble. Nice dig there on the side. Ty keeping it in, well out of bounds. Little floater from Silva trying the easy approach. Montero gets blocked. Good defense again from the front. Camara gets the fingertips on it that time. They'll set him up now for a point, and he just can't get it over, but the block, it's good. Durfee gets the points. (21-19). Joyce setting up Montero again. Another block at the net. Menzie out of bounds. Rocket let it go. Toppers with a 3-point lead here in the latter half of this first set. 3-point lead is the largest Durfee's had. Had to play from behind twice in this first one. Open to serve out. Joyce with the set. Montero again. Camara able to stay with it. Gasper putting it down towards the ground. Blue Devils keep it in play. That's trouble. Durfee with the point. Menzie plays it. Joyce will set it again. Montero wants it. Toppers reach over and get the point at the net. Again, the Silva and Camara combo. And now the Hilltoppers with a set point. Game point for Durfee. Tinoco looking to serve it out. 24-19. Next point for the Hilltoppers. Gives him the win here in this first game. That is over. That's trouble. Toppers come back twice in the first set. 25-19 here in game one. They lead in the best of 5 here. Nice job to overcome 2 deficits early on. Trailed 7-1, and if memory serves right, 13-6 or 13-7. And they come back and win it by 6. That's a great first set for the Hilltoppers. So we switch sides. go to game 2. Ready to get things going again here at the field house. Evan Massoud with you here on Fred TV. Senior night, boys volleyball. Hilltoppers hosting the Blue Devils from Randolph, looking for a season sweep. They came back in game 1 twice, and they won it 25-19. And now looking to go up 2-0. Blue Devils trying to even the score. They were swept by Durfee back in April, as I said earlier. So they've yet to win a set. Yet to win a game against Durfee in now 4 sets. So it was a 3-0 sweep back in April, and now Hilltoppers up 1-0. So not much luck for the Blue Devils against the Hilltoppers this season. Record's pretty similar. 5-9 for the Blue Devils, and for Durfee 6-9. Hilltoppers have already wrapped up the big 3. Did that with the win against Brockton. And Hilltoppers will serve first. Of course, Coach Brendan Kelly, last 11 years as the head coach for Durfee. Mazzarini will serve for the Hilltoppers. Again, we switched sides, and Montero going for a kill there for the Blue Devils, and he really has not had much luck, less than 50%, I would say. The front line for the Hilltoppers really just buckled down towards the end of that first game, and they have denied almost everything at the net. We're talking Keys, Camara, Martin, and Silva. They've all done a great job in front for Durfee, and they've really taken a lot of points off the board for the Blue Devils. That's a nice dig there from Mateo. They send it back over, and now they set up Joe Camara, and boy, does he get some anguish on that one. Toppers start off with a 3-0 lead here in game 2, continuing this run. Ended game 1 with a 6-0 run, and now 3-0 to start this second set, and that will be Randolph ball. They get on the board here. That is Peter Nguyen on the serve, now having to dig that one out. Menzie will send it back. Oh, he tried to, did not get it. It's like a little miscommunication there. Actually, it looks like, oh, it is Durfee. It is a Durfee point there. Okay, so the scoreboard's incorrect. Should be 4-1. That's out of bounds. 5-1. And Kamara serving again. Mateo gets the point. Good finish. Plowing through the defense there. Branco and Keys could not stop that one. Should be 5-2 now. There we go. Okay. We got the scoreboard fixed. So 5-2 after that last point for Randolph. Nice save in the back there from Montero. And Mateo sends it back over. And that's a point for the Hilltoppers. I believe that was Keys. Nilanera coming in, swapping out with Brendan Rocket. And he'll play in front. First action of the afternoon for Nilan. So Nilan, we know Nilan and his brother Chathan coming over from Conley. Chathan, of course, going to graduate this year. But for Nilan, giving volleyball a shot here. No boys volleyball over across the street at Bishop Conley. So this is a first for him. And looks like we had a substitution here on the Blue Devils side that maybe the officials missed. Just wanted some clarification. For the Hilltoppers serving, we're going to see Eddie Feliciano. Mazzarini digs it out. Branco sent it over instead of setting. Caught the D a little bit off guard. Now he'll set, and that is Martin. Still alive, Mateo. Kamara can't handle it. Nice volley there for both sides. Had to kind of fight for it. That one might have even been going out, but again, natural reaction. That was coming, looked like it was kind of coming right at Joe's head as he was lunging that direction to begin with. That looks like it's going to be serving, number 18 serving for Randolph. Kamara digs that out. It goes back to Randolph. They get to go on the offensive. Mateo. Martin plays it now. That was Nguyen. Menzie keeping it in, having to send it back. Nilanera trying for the point, can't get it. And reaching over in front of the net. Was that Branco? That was Branco. Nice job there going up the ladder to get the point, keep the ball in Hilltoppers' hands. And Jeffrey Lewis, number 18, who had just served, he is headed to the bench now, swapping out with Trevor Ching. And we'll have Branco serving, who just got that point for the Hilltoppers. No spin on that serve. Almost a, oh, that was great right there. Brendan Joyce catching everybody off guard. Instead of setting, sent it right over into no man's land, and the point goes to Randolph at 7-4. That is out. A couple inches there. Kevin Tinoco gets to serve for the third time in the match. Had a real good string of serves about midway through their first set. Menzie plays it now, third touch. They send it over. That was Mateo. Rocket back in there as well. Joe Kamara gets it over. It trickles down between, that's actually, let's see, Fagirillo and Joyce. So Montero not in the game at the moment. No, on the side there with the coaches. Greg Hins and head coach Papalambros. Blocked at the net. Hilltoppers not letting it go over. That is going to go out of bounds, and it'll be 10-4. Fajarillo kind of floated that one. Tinoco on the serve again. That is going to be trouble. Going to have to send it over is Joyce. Rocket down to the court, and it's going to fall in no man's land. Durfee with the point. Timeout for Randolph. Hilltoppers really put the pedal down, figured things out. After that second timeout, it was tied at 13. Second timeout that was called in the first set by Randolph. And then from there, Durfee really seemed, they kind of went back and forth for a few points, and then the Hilltoppers pulled away, and now up by 7 here, 11-4 in game number 2 of this best-of-5 match. Another short timeout, though, too. Both sides not using the whole timeout. That was only about 30 seconds used by the Blue Devils. Tinoco waiting to get the ball back so he can serve, keep it going. And here we go. Randolph sending it back over. Martin blocked by Fajarillo. Toppers keep it up, and they will be able to send it over there on that third touch. They kept it in. Rocket playing in the back. Everybody scrambling. Little floater. Nice dig there from Mateo. Keeping it alive. Setting up Joe Camara. That will fall, and the Hilltoppers keep it. Really good effort from both sides on that one. Trading possession number of times. Durfee comes away with the point, 12-4. That will fall in, and getting the ball back, Gerald J. Mateo, a junior. Menzie will serve as Blue Devils get their first point in a while. Rocket plays it. Branco sets it. Nera trying to put it away, cannot. Mateo kept it in. Now we'll send it over. So Rocket will reset him. Looks like Joe's cheating in. Blocked at the net by Joyce. We'll do it again. Montero tried to get the quick kill there, could not. Still going here. Nice job by Tinoco, and can't do anything with it. Running it down was Branco, couldn't get there. 12-6. Menzie serving again. And that just a bit short there into the net. So Toppers will serve now. It's going to be Brendan Rocket heading to the back there. Menzie plays it. Joyce looking for the set to Gerald Mateo, and that falls in. Coach Kelly saying, I don't know. That was close. I mean, on the other side of the court there, too tough for us to tell at this angle. At least for me, I'm a little lower than the camera. But the point goes to Randolph. That is in for the ace. Great placement from Joyce. Couldn't have put it in a better spot. Back corner. Blue Devils cutting it to 5. That was Holger DiCavallo sending it over for Durfee just into the game, number 6. Blocked, kept going, and they can't get it over. Durfee gets the ball back. Montero did everything he could there, and it's 14-8. Andrea Mazzarini on the serve for Durfee. Joyce with the set, looking for Montero, and that is going to fall in for the point. Joe Camara unloads there on the defense. Montero sends it back. I'm going to set up Joe again. No, that was Keys, and it was blocked. But it's going to go to Durfee. Camara gets the serve, and it is going to go out of bounds. So we'll see Adim Montero serving now for the Blue Devils. 15-10 the score. In game 2, that will go out of bounds. That's another borderline. I thought that hit the corner. That was real close there. Eddie Feliciano will do the serving for Durfee here. His second go around. Menzie plays it to Joyce. And backing off, it was Fajarillo, and now Nilanera sends it over. That's going to fall in no man's land. Everybody out of position there for Randolph. A little bit of miscommunication from the Blue Devils, and Durfee will continue to serve. 17-10 the score now. Kind of a little knuckleball, if you will, baseball reference there. Oh, nice dig by Feliciano, and Joe Camara sends it back. That's out of bounds, and it's fallen back. What an effort from Feliciano there, coming off the serve to run back in, and he got the dig to keep that going. Now he'll serve again, but when I say a knuckleball is a pitch in baseball that you throw with no spin on it, and look at that, no spin on that ball, and it can kind of dance around when it's coming in as a serve, so that actually can be tricky, similar to in baseball for a hitter trying to hit one or catcher even trying to catch it. Kind of flutters around, and that is definitely a situation too with the serving. It can kind of come in a little weird. Timeout for Randolph again. 19-10 the score here in game 2, but no spin on the volleyball on the serve there. Sometimes can be a little tougher to play. Another short timeout. Both sides not using the entire 75 seconds. Message delivered, message received. Feliciano will continue to serve for the Hilltoppers. Menzie to Joyce, and looking for, that was Mateo, I believe. Oh, my bad. That was Lewis. And that would have been fourth touch. No good there. 10-point lead for Durfee here in the second set. 20-10 is the score. And Durfee will keep serving. trying to go up 2-0 in this best-of-5 match. Another good serve from Eddie. Joyce with the set. That's trouble. Toppers send it back over. Joyce will get another go at it. Mateo sends it in. Eddie Feliciano keeps it in, and that is going out of bounds. They got the block on Joe, but just a little too much behind it. And it's an 11-point Game 2 lead. Menzie plays it. Joyce coming back, and they'll send it over to Durfee. Martin puts the nail on it right there. Hitting the nail on the head. That's a spike. Right down into the ground. 12-point lead. That is coming towards the net. Menzie to Joyce. Joyce has to send it over. Martin setting up Nilanera. And that is trouble. Got to send it over. They do. Fajarillo will clear it. Now on the other side, Hilltoppers with a chance. No. Good volley we got going here. Camara over the top. Mazzarini keeps it in, and it's going to drop. Hard fought point there for the Blue Devils. One that they needed. They needed to stop the streak for the Hilltoppers. So that makes it 22-11. And we'll see Lewis on the serve. And no good. They give it right back to the Hilltoppers. Tough serve right there. The Hilltoppers need 2 to go up by 2. It will be Cameron Branco doing the serving. And it does get over. Oh, that's not a good set from Joyce. Almost paid off, though. Durfee had to go back and get it. Martin gets the point right on the corner, and another set point, game point for Durfee coming up. Are they giving it to, actually it looks like they're giving it, are they giving it to Randolph? They are. So actually 23-12 is the score now. So no set point here. Randolph keeps possession. Got to send it over. Branco does. Joyce looking to set up. That was Nguyen out of bounds. Now it is going to be game point. Tinoco served a lot so far in this one, and Kev looking to finish things off here in game 2. Up by a dozen. They've doubled up on Randolph here, 24-12. Game point here in game 2. Joyce sending it over. Out of bounds it is. Durfee winning game 2 convincingly, 25-12. Game 3 ready to get started here at the field house. Evan Massoud with you on Fred TV. Senior night volleyball between Durfee and Randolph. Hilltoppers hosting the Blue Devils, and they have dominated Randolph this season. 5 straight games. They swept them back in April, and now here up 2-0, looking for the clean sweep here on senior night. Of course, the Durfee Hilltoppers with 7 seniors on the team. Gio Gasper, number 5. Number 9, Andrea Mazzarini. Number 10, Kevin Tinoco. Number 12, Mark Akori, coming in as a server early on, back from an injury. Number 16, Caio Cunha Silva. Number 17, Charlie Martin. And number 55, Brendan Rocket. All of which started this game. They all got starting time to begin it, and to begin the match, rather. And so that was nice to see everybody on the court here in the season finale. It is the home finale. It's senior night, and it's also the regular season finale for Durfee. So they will finish below 500 overall with their record. However, again, co-Big 3 champs with Brockton, both 3-1, tying for the Big 3 crown. On the other side, Randolph at 5-9. They actually have 2 games left after this one, and they're both scheduled on the MIAA as home games, one against Somerville, one against Arlington. So they have 2 matches left, but for Durfee, this is it until the playoffs. Regular season finale for the Hilltoppers. And they are looking for the sweep, trying to do it 3 and done here. Of course, Durfee's JV team swept in their match. That's a best of 3, so they swept 2-0. And the varsity trying to hammer down here and finish things off. Blue Devils, I believe, will be on the serve. Joyce is holding the ball, and indeed they will. So here we go. Game 3, do or die time for Randolph. For Durfee, looking to finish things off with a clean sweep. Joyce will serve from left to right as we switch sides again. So Durfee back where they started on the right side. Blue Devils, Randolph on the left. Joyce hits it into the net. Durfee starts ahead here in Game 3. Recapping if you're just joining as well. Game 1 was a 25-19 final score. Durfee came back twice from over 5-point deficits to come back and win it by 6. And then this last game, Game 2, was a blowout for the Hilltoppers, 25-12. That'll fall in, tied at 1. Durfee led by as much as 12 at one point in game number 2. So really impressive, and then they ended up winning it there by 13. You see the score. So really, really impressive Game 2 for the Hilltoppers. Good serve. Rocket digs it out. Gasper keeps it in. They'll send it over on the 3rd touch. It was Rocket who had to do that. Joyce going to set up Mateo. Mateo sends it out of bounds. Durfee with the point. I got to say, to echo Coach Kelly, I haven't had the chance to see as much volleyball this season as I usually do. But Coach Kelly was saying that this team, quote, has been playing out of their minds. And he means that in a good way. They're playing above and beyond expectations, especially with the adversity they've overcome this season. A lot of injured players, and a lot of credit. DiCarvalho at the net with the denial for Durfee. Just in off the bench. But really, the point in all this is, I've now this is my 6th spring season, so I've seen a number of volleyball teams, and these guys. I haven't seen many silly mistakes at all. Communication's been there. I mean, there have been seasons where the ball just drops a number of times in the middle of the court, and these guys really, this team seems to really have it put together, I guess you could say. Again, the overall record is not a flashy one, but they've played solid volleyball all season long, and to go 3-1 in the Big 3. really impressive. I mean, there were many years where I covered for highlights, not doing full games as much, but just covering highlights. And every time Brockton came to town, it was pretty ugly. So to go to split with Brockton, pretty impressive. So it's been a good year for the Durfee boys. They are in the playoffs, as is the girls, our softball team, and the baseball team. Baseball forced a three-way tie for the Big Three, thanks to a 12-inning walk-off home run in extra innings there for Zach Souza last week. Extra inning game that went Durfee's way against Brockton. So everybody was 2-2 in the Big Three for a three-way tie. New Bedford, Brockton, and Durfee, of course. And then for softball, we still don't have results yet. But the girls are 3-0 in the Big Three and should take care of New Bedford. They're actually playing right now as we're broadcasting this one, so I don't have a score or result from that. But either way, regardless of what happens, they'll either win the Big Three outright or tie, and that means they're in the playoffs. They're also 9-5, so they're going to get in via overall record. They play a 20-game season. Volleyball only about 16, so that's what volleyball always ends their season before everybody else. Nil and Nera with the point there. So softball has opportunities. 9-5. This is game 15. They still have 5 more after this, and they should most certainly get in via overall record. And their record should be good enough, actually, for a home game. Baseball had a big win this week against Diamond. Diamond is 9-2 coming into that matchup. Flo Lima, the head coach there, they qualified. They're looking at a share of the Mayflower crown if things pan out, but they're in the playoffs thanks to their overall record. The Bengals are, and at 9-2, you wouldn't expect the Hilltoppers to come in and put the rout on. A 21-2 final score the other day. Durfee visited Diamond, and actually you can see highlights of that game on the thread. Our year finale, if you will, our last episode, our last broadcast of the school year. So we bid farewell to our crew, a bunch of seniors that are leaving us. Our final broadcast will be Tuesday at 5 right here on Fred TV. So highlights from that Diamond Durfee baseball game will be on that, and it was a wild game. 21-2 is not something you normally will hear of in baseball. So the Hilltoppers bats are there. And they faced a good Diamond team. I don't care what you say, Diamond in a lower division or not. That has nothing to do with it, because Dartmouth is a lower division than Durfee as well. It all depends on, the teams themselves and how they're playing. And I'll tell you, to see Durfee's bats come around like that, hopefully they stay hot. And if you look for a spark, you always look for a big game to come out against Brockton like they did with that walk-off home run. That can spark a team and make a difference, especially going down the stretch. Hilltoppers baseball, they're flirting around 500 as well. They don't have a flashy record. They're in because of the Big Three. Could they get to 10 wins? Absolutely. But again, they're not a 9-5 or a 10-5 like the softball team. They're right around 500, middle of the pack. I'm not sure if they'll get a home game. We'll have to wait for the tournament seedings to come out. As Randolph pulling ahead here a bit, 9-6. I've been talking through a bit of a rally for them, trying to force a fourth set. But bottom line here is the Fall River team's looking good here from Durfee. And as I said, Diamond, the Bengals baseball team, they're already in. They dropped to 9-3 with that loss to Durfee, but I mean, that's a great place to be, 9-3. And the softball team with Kathleen Oversa as the head coach, they should get in as well. I believe she said they have basically got the Mayflower wrapped up or close to it, and their overall record should get them in as well. So going to have a good contingency of teams in the playoffs, and be sure when it comes state tournament time, your best source, get on social media, get on Facebook. We have a Fred TV Sports Facebook page, and through the tournament, when updates are coming in, scores are coming in, we update that page daily, sometimes more than once a day. depending on where we are in terms of having to cover and broadcast playoff games. So be sure to get on social media if you're into that. If you have Facebook, like and follow us at Fred TV Sports, and we'll have all your tournament information throughout the playoffs. Durfee back in front. Oh, I'm sorry, no. Randolph gets the point there. Had the right idea, but I forgot that we switched sides. So 10-9 the score. Topper's trying to tie it back up. Nilanera says thank you very much. Taking out Mateo, who could do nothing with it. So 10 all. Caio Silva coming back in as Nilan will take a seat. Rocket will serve. The Rocket man, Brendan Rocket, sends it over. Joyce, that is out. Topper's back ahead. And Brendan will continue to serve. Straight up. That is trouble off the basketball net. A lot of obstacles here in the field house. Two half courts and then the main court, all of those nets up, the glass up, backboards, but they get in the way sometimes. Here's the third touch coming back over. Feliciano plays it, Branco to Silva. It's blocked. Nice job by Mazzarini, sticking the hand out. Feliciano down to the ground. Silva keeps it alive. Joyce to Montero, look out. Mazzarini keeps it in, keeps it going. Martin with the bouncer off the hand. Joyce sending it back to Montero. Mazzarini again will play it. Looking for Martin. Martin sends it over. Randolph keeps it up. What a great volley we got going here. And it's good. The Hilltoppers get that point. Hard-fought victory right there. Man, oh man, that was great. 13-10 after that one. Okay, Rocket on the serve here. Montero maybe getting a little frustration out on that one, but it went long, so no good on the point. Durfee's lead builds now 14-10. Montero called for it, went and got it. Now Silva. Silva sends it out, and that'll be a point for the Blue Devils. Joyce sends it out, off to the right, no good. Tough couple serves for him. He started this game, game 3, with a serve that went into the net, and now that one actually had just the right amount of distance, but it was just a little too off to the right. Branco will serve for Durfee. Soft serve just over the net. Rocket digs it out, and Toppers can't do anything with it there. Back and forth we go. We'll see Kiev Tai on the serve now for Randolph. A lefty, that's going long. And Durfee gets another point. They'll get to serve. Looks like Kevin Tinoco is going to get to do the serving here. Rocket playing that one back. Silva sends it over. Joyce will set up. Looks like Montero going to go for it. A little off balance. Not a lot behind that one. DiCarvalho sends it over. Third touch for the Hilltoppers. Oh, that set went back. That's going to be long. 16-13. Much tighter knit contest here in the third set than that second set. Game 2 was a blowout, 25-12. This one a little closer. That is long. Blue Devils having trouble figuring out the service game here. Durfee back up by 4, and we'll see Kayo doing the serving now. Good strong serve there. Menzie has to go behind him. Tran has to get it. They send it back over. Branco setting up DiCarvalho. Nice job by Mateo to keep it in, to get it back to, that was Lewis. And it's going to be Durfee's point. 5-point lead. And this is kind of what we've seen the last, in the first 2 games. Particularly in the first, we had timeout for Randolph. Particularly in the first, again, Durfee came back. They were down a couple times in that one, and they came back and really closed it out in the latter half of it. And game 2, a blowout, and now this one here up by 5. Only needs 7 points. So again, let's just run it down here for Durfee. This is their season finale. Playoffs on the horizon. I believe the cutoff is Monday. So that's why the Blue Devils, they actually have 2 games left on the schedule. They will host Somerville, and they'll host Arlington. So Monday is the cutoff, and then we should have tournament seedings, I believe, by middle of next week. So we'll see where Durfee will play. Again, I don't think we'll see a home game for the Hilltoppers with a below 500 record. Gasper into the net. Can't get it over. And we'll see Lunge Tran. A freshman, he will serve here for Randolph. And it's out just by a hair. Not a bad serve at all, but just out beyond the line there. Andrea Mazzarini coming in, swapping out with Gio Gasper. It's a 5-point game, 19-14. Nice block at the net by Nelson DiCarvalho, a freshman for the Hilltoppers. He's going to get the set this time. He gets the point. That's out of bounds. Hilltoppers now up by 7. They need 4 for the victory here. Looking for the clean sweep. Another good serve from Mazzarini. He's had a good night too. Mateo sends it over. Menzie to Joyce. Joyce sending it back. Rocket to Branco to DiCarvalho, and the point going to Randolph. Rocket playing it, looking to set up DiCarvalho again. He gets the point, hitting it right off the hands of the defense, and it went out of bounds. 22-15. And I think we're gonna have Feliciano, I think, coming in to serve. We do. Eddie is a sophomore. And now, after the subs, timeout called by Randolph. Coach Papalambros has called timeout a number of times in this match. And we have another freshman coming in, Thomas Michael, coming into the game, number 4. Getting some varsity action here. Oh, did not allow the sub at that moment. So coming in with the libero is Brendan Rocket. Maybe we'll see Thomas the next opportunity here. Rocket, one-handed dig down to the knee. Toppers keep it alive. Send it over on the third touch was Martin. Going over for the block. Hitting it again, and look at that. Hilltoppers get the point. DiCarvalho twice reaching over. And now Thomas gets to come into the game. So Brendan Rocket came out, swapped with Cunha Silva, and then Silva came out and swapped with Thomas Michael. Tough serve there for Feliciano, so the Blue Devils still alive, 23-16. Got a lot of work to do, though. Lewis on the serve. That was probably going out of bounds, and Feliciano just gave Randolph a gift right there. That one will go long, and Eddie let that one go. Fool me once, right? Shame on me. Match point for the Hilltoppers. 24-17 the score here in the third set. They've won the first 2. And Brendan Rocket looking to finish off the regular season here and serve it out on senior night. Menzie plays it. Joyce will set it. Montero gets the point, still alive. Perfect placement on that spike. So we'll see Joyce. Joyce has had trouble serving in this third set. See if he can get a good one over here. He does. Feliciano plays it. Branco to Martin, and it falls in no man's land. It spun, a little tip. 25-18 the final in Game 3. It's a 3-0 sweep for the Hilltoppers on senior night. The regular season finale goes Durfee's way. JV with the 2-0 sweep. Varsity with the 3-0 sweep over Randolph. Great game, great match. And I'm not going to lie, always enjoy the shorter matches. Really strong showing by Durfee. Really setting the tone. I mean, that first game, that first set was a rough one. They were down twice, like I said, by more than 5 points. They came back to win it 25-19, and I think that really kind of took the wind out of the sail of the Blue Devils because after that, I mean, it really wasn't anything close. Game 2 was a blowout, of course, and in Game 3, the backs against the wall. Randolph, made a little bit of a run early, but Durfee just closed it out in the end. So, great afternoon from the Fieldhouse. Again, remember, like and follow our Facebook page, Fred TV Sports, for playoff information in the next coming days, weeks. Lots going on here, so be sure to check it out. Fred TV Sports on Facebook. For now, Evan Massoud coming to you from the Fieldhouse. Durfee wins it 3-0 on senior night. Good night.